Man, how I miss video replies. So if you couldn't tell, it's going to be a reply video today. All that and more coming up here on The Morning Jolt. What's up, guys? Mark back here with yet another video. So today I'm doing a reply video to Andrew over at Deanna and Andrew's channel. If you happen to be a Fuji shooter, at least for the last couple of years, you've probably watched a video or two of his. I'm actually a subscriber to their channel, so getting it twisted, I am not hating on Andrew. Don't nobody think that. Nobody say that. It's a reply video, not a hate video, you bunch of assholes. So like I said, I'm going to be replying to Andrew. He put out a video a couple days ago about his reasons for not starting a photography YouTube channel. And I highly encourage everyone that watches this to go and subscribe to the channel. He's got some amazing quality content. I'm actually very pleased with most of the stuff that I see over there. So if you haven't already yet, go subscribe. In this video, he happens to lay out several different reasons on why not to start a photography YouTube channel. And I wanted to reply to most of them. His first point was the time it takes to make a video, just go ahead and times that by 10.
Is that whatever amount of time you think it's going to take, just times it by 10. It takes a lot of time.
Right off the bat, I agree. No matter how much you think you're going to be fast enough to get this video done, it's going to take way longer. One of his first points is that you have to be consistent on YouTube. That is 100% true. You have to be able to put out a lot of content. You have to be able to reach multiple different people. I have learned that the hard way over the years. This channel has languished for so long, it's not even been funny. Of course, I was never really all that consistent. In my mind, I just wanted to always just make content that I thought would be kind of evergreen, but no one wants to watch that. Everyone wants gear, they want gear, and they want more gear. So if you're not reviewing gear, you have to talk about new gear. If you're not talking about new gear, you have to talk about rumors of new gear. And you have to do it consistently. Then on top of being super duper consistent and putting out content multiple times, he brings up that you got to do titles, keywords, thumbnails, SEO, commenting, hearting, pinning, all of the comments. And I agree. If you do not interact with your viewers, I mean, it is just going to be an absolute shit show. You're not going to get the viewers that you expect. You're not going to get the interaction that you desire. And you're basically just going to be spending a lot of time for not a lot of views. You got a thumbs up, you've got a heart, you've got a comment, you've got to stay active on your channel. All of that stuff I agree with. But on top of that, you've got to then, if you're primarily a photographer, then you've got to learn how to be a videographer. You've got to learn how to do video editing. You've got to learn new techniques, and you've also got to incorporate music into those videos if you want to tell a story. And sometimes the music choice can take just as long as just about everything else, just trying to find that perfect song with that perfect mood. And then he points out the fact that as you progress, as you go forward, the process doesn't get any faster just because you've been doing it longer. It actually gets longer because your standards continue to increase. And that part I will agree with. The more and more you do it, the more and more your standards go up. You want stuff to be better and better and better. So when you do that, you're investing more time into learning your editing programs. You're learning more techniques as far as what to do here, what to do where to cut the video, how to transition from one piece to another one. It does become quite the complicated process. But to all of that, I will say you can in fact still be consistent if you create a format that allows you to not only make content and create content on a consistent basis that hits on all of those things and still allows you to have some semblance of an ordinary life outside of YouTube. Hence the reason I created The Morning Jolt. It still was focused on all the stuff that I really love and enjoy, but it also allowed me to create a type of content that was easy to produce and reproduce on a daily and consistent basis. And then in the in-between times when I actually felt like reviewing a piece of gear or creating some other type of content aside from just talking about photography, then I have this to fall back on. The second reason he gave is that people are mean.
Actually, a good transition into the second thing you should know about being a YouTuber. People are mean. They are awful.
Duh. Are you just now figuring that out? You're going to get mean comments. If you're on the internet, people are just absolute shitheads. Absolutely terrible human beings. I mean, every single flaw in the human race is easily revealed. All you have to do is say something negative about someone's particular camera brand, and oh my God, the comments will just roll in. I've done a couple of videos on some of the wonderfully nice comments that I've gotten on this channel. You're a f***ing Canon hating off with your clickbaiting and people are just absolutely horrendous. No one is the way they really would be in real life. Most of them look like this, and they'd get their little dick kicked in if they ever said half the shit that they say to people in real life. Most people just think that they're witty and funny, or they're trying to be super duper snarky, or they just want to completely and totally abolish you into the depths of camera gear hell because you happen to say something wrong about their gear. You know what? But most of them are little dick bitches. None of them, literally none of them, would talk to you that way in real life. They don't have the sack to do what they do online. Most of them are cowards. Most of them are probably still living in their mother's basements. Most of them have never done anything except play League of Legends or CSGO, and they learned all those funny little foul words, and now they've got a reason to use it. What? You said something about my Canon T7i? It's my favorite streaming camera with my cam link from Elgato. How dare you? My viewers will not accept this level of disrespect. Dude, you're a moron. Please, shut up. He also was talking about how they, if you have a weird voice or you're not overtly outward, if you don't have a great personality, they're going to point out your character flaws. If you have anything that's wrong with you, if you're not particularly fit, if you're not particularly good looking or funny or whatever to help offset, you're probably going to have a rough time. But that's not just on YouTube. That's all the time. That's everywhere. I mean, if you're an introvert, you should not be sitting in front of a camera anyway. As a matter of fact, you actually probably should, because it would help you be a bit more of a social person. But, I could be wrong. I've always been an extrovert, so that's never really been much of a factor for me. But also to that, I say hide your flaws. Put on makeup, wear hats. If you don't have hair, wear hats. If you've got a little penis, make sure you're always wearing boxer shorts. Don't ever wear the briefs. Don't wear the briefs. They show too much of your pecker. But if you talk like Mike Tyson, I don't know what to tell you. That's the reason Mike had to figure out how to fight, because he was just so pissed off everyone kept talking about his voice. Come on now, I'm telling the truth. Y'all know it. Hide your flaws. Don't put them out there for the world to see. If you want to deal with that every single day of your life, by God, you are more of a masochist than ever thought imaginable. You must like mental torture. Hide your flaws. I say hide them. Now, I know the social justice warriors out there will be like, you should be who you are. You should just throw yourself out there and the people will either accept you or they won't. Most of them won't, because they don't have to. All they got to do is sit there behind their keyboard and type nasty shit. The next reason he gave that, you should start a YouTube channel was you can't make mistakes. He's right on that one too.
The next reason you should not be a YouTube photographer is that you can't make mistakes. If you say something wrong, you will pay for it. The YouTube photography community is not forgiving, and not only will you pay for it once, but you'll pay for it over and over again for the life of the video.
You're going to be told that you're wrong all the time. Someone else has a different perspective or a different view, and you're just going to be flat out wrong to them no matter what you say. If you ever happen to change your mind or your opinion on something, whatever you said in the past, that is forever going to be what it is. You're not allowed to change your mind. You said something one time, one video 3 years ago, and every single time someone watches that, that's how you think. That's what you believe. No one bothers to look at the date the video was published. That's because people are morons. If you ever plan on switching systems or changing it up a little bit because you're a little bit interested in this other new shiny thing over here, you're going to be hated for it. That's just the way it goes. He also mentioned that, when you do that, you're no longer their spokesperson anymore. They're going to be like, oh, you're not talking about blah, blah, blah anymore? I'm out of here. And to that, I say, that's just the ebb and flow, my friend. That's just the way things go. And heaven forbid you be criticizing gear. Do not criticize any gear ever, because you are not an individual. You are not allowed to have an opinion. And if you criticize gear that didn't happen to work out for you, you should burn in hell, my friend. The next reason he was talking was gear gets views.
I learned that when I talked about gear, we would get 10x or 20x the number of views. It became more tempting to talk about my experiences with gear, and people were ravenous for it.
That's another big no shit, Sherlock. And he was actually pointing out the fact that it was from vicious YouTubers. Like, if you happen to be the new and up and coming YouTube photographer and you're talking about this or that, and it happens to be a specific little niche that some other YouTuber had carved out for themselves, they're going to be up on you. They're going to get in that ass. How dare you invade my space? How dare you try and steal my viewers? To that I say, dude, who gives a shit what anyone else thinks? YouTubers are no better than the shitheads who are posting mean comments in your videos. ignore them, or reply to them, and have some fun. His next reason is growth is slow.
But that's the next reason why you should definitely not have a YouTube channel. Growth is slow. It's not easy to get followers. It's a crowded space, getting ever more crowded every year as more and more people chase that dream of becoming Peter McKinnon.
And that's true. Unless you are just an overnight success. He brought up, Peter McKinnon. Everyone, why? I don't understand why. That dude is just supernatural. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just because he's super nice. That Canadian attitude. Let's all just find love and joy. That is boring as shit. I mean, how many B-roll slow motion pieces of video can you all possibly watch? All right, man, I'm bumping this up to 120p, and LUTs are incoming. Bring out the LUTs. Hey, man, where all the LUTs at? Get that. All right, yeah. Yeah, that LUT's going to look really good on this slow motion piece. Oh, hang on. We're doing fast cuts. Take a bunch of fast videos. Let's chop this thing up. Chop it up. Let's get it going. Wah! Let's chop this stuff up. We need lots of fast stuff. Hey, you're not doing things fast enough. Record that. Record this piece. Get that, get this, get that, get up. I'm sorry, but the people in general are easily impressed. All you gotta do is just, if you don't really feel like making any content, just either film it in slow motion or chop the shit out of it and make it go real fast. Just regular emotion isn't good enough. I mean, this is a world of just regular, and we cannot have that. He was also talking about how growth is slow unless you say something compelling or controversial about gear. Yep, that's pretty much all you can do. It's either going to be compelling or controversial. And honestly, I think that you should say as many controversial things as possible. Compelling things are like, oh, that's so nice. I really enjoyed your piece of content. But anger and fear is what really drives the human population. You've got to piss them off. You've got to make them think that their camera company's going out of business. You got to make them think that camera company has made the worst mistake on planet Earth, or else you're not going to get any views. So be controversial. Be really controversial. And the views will come, my friend. Say outlandish shit. Say things that absolutely no rational human being would ever say, and by God, you're going to get not only the views, but the comments. And let the good times roll. His last point was about making some money on YouTube, and he says you're going to make dozens of dollars, and the only way to really make money on YouTube is to be a sellout.
But as I mentioned, making videos criticizing popular gear is not a very fun experience. Sure, it will get you views, but people treat you like garbage. And speaking of gear and garbage, if you plan on talking about gear a lot, you need to plan on spending money, which means it'd be helpful to make some money. Can you make money on YouTube as a photo photographer? You betcha. You can make dozens of dollars, which means that if you really want to make enough money to be able to sustain yourself, you're gonna have to sell out to Squarespace or whoever else.
Squarespace, anyone? Hello, Squarespace. Paging Squarespace. I need a sponsorship. Hey, that reminds me. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Nah, I'm just kidding. They only sponsored me once. Are you a sellout? Because you're trying to make a living doing what you love, entertaining you dickheads every single day? I don't think we're sellouts. I mean, do you go to work for damn near nothing? No, you don't. But, if you do what you love, there's a really good chance you're not going to get paid much for it. Very, very few people have found that they are going to find massive amounts of success in the chosen field, the field that they love. They wake up every morning with a heart on and they're ready to go to work. I can't wait to punch that clock. Are you a sellout? I don't know if you are or not. It doesn't really bother me one way or another. I don't care who's putting money in your pocket. Just let me know when the ad is incoming so I can skip it. And after I had watched this video, it eventually came down to me posting a comment. I said, pretty much dead nuts, but if you just make what you like, say what you want, and give honest thoughts and opinions, fuck the haters. They'll always be there. They're never going away. Embrace the suck and fight back when necessary. Nothing wrong with telling some shithead to eat your ass with a side of grape jelly. It's fun. It makes me enjoy my comment section a whole lot more. From experience, fuck the money, the brands, the side deals, and the sponsorships. And then he replies, nah, I can't get behind that philosophy. Fighting hate with hate created a net result of more hate in the world. There's enough of that. I treat haters, critics, trolls the same as when my children are having tantrums. They'll be more mature when they grow up, but I don't have to act like a child back. But then you do you and I'll do me. How adult? I hope it gets you somewhere. And that's pretty much what I replied to him with. Hey man, I think it's great you still have some level of optimism. Enjoy it while it lasts, my friend. So to wrap this whole thing up, I'm telling you all, If you're in the YouTube space long enough, you are going to feel like a piece of dog shit. It's really not worth all the time and effort. Unless you have a spine of steel, unless you are made of rubber and not glue, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me. Otherwise, suck it up. Don't be a spineless, dripping little vag. People are harsh. The world is harsh. You don't have to make it a super duper soft, safe place for everyone all the time. If you've got no fight in you, if you've got no spine whatsoever, you're better off just not saying anything on the internet. Look, man, I understand not fighting hate with hate, but even Jesus had righteous fury. The money changers in the temple, he was flipping their tables. That wasn't hate, that was straight up love. He loved to call people out on their bullshit. I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but this is as close as you're going to get in the photography industry. All right, boys, so that's all I've got for you all today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and if you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching yet another Morning Jolt here on The Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I'm going to see you guys again the next one. Peace out.